Hello everyone, welcome back. Today we're going to go deeper on the secret of life, just as I promised. And if you recall, last week I talked about secret of life is that life is a conversation. It's all made up, and our job is to create a conversation that's empowering, or another way to say it's just, positive mindset or positive thoughts. And today I want to talk about the Reticular Activating System and get into the science of all this, right? So the Reticular Activating System, or RAS, R-A-S, is that thing, that scientific concept where, actually the best way to explain this is through an example. Ever want to buy a car, and let's just pick up any brand, a Range Rover, and you're watching a commercial and you see a Range Rover on the commercial and you say, hey, you know what, I'm going to buy a Range Rover. Then the next day you go out and you're driving all of a sudden you see Range Rovers everywhere, right? And it's not like they just started manufacturing cars and putting them out there for you to notice them, right? The Range Rovers. No, they existed there all the time. It's just your mind's activated to it. Same thing for you mothers out there. You know, when you were pregnant, all of a sudden you just noticed women pregnant everywhere. It's not that they decided to get pregnant at the same time, right? No, they existed all the time. It's just your mind is activated to it. And that's the way, bringing it back to sort of the lesson here, that's the way our brains work, right? We have conversations, we make it up, and then we go out in the world and the universe to find examples of the thing that we made up in the first place. Does it make sense? Absolutely not, but it doesn't matter because that's the way we work and that's how human beings work. So we just got to understand that that's how it is and use it to our advantage rather than have it work against us. And that's really where it can work against us and why I want you to know about RAS. Because let's think about the negative side of things, these conversations. You know, say you have a coworker and you created this conversation like, hey, that person doesn't like me. And you'll go out in the universe, in the world, and find examples of why that person doesn't like you, and it becomes this snowball effect, right? Say you walk by in the hall and you say hi and he or she doesn't say hi back, right? And all of a sudden it's like, see, that person doesn't like me. They're mean, they're nasty. And you went out and find an example of why that conversation you made up in the first place is in fact true, right? Who knows? They could have been busy, their mind's elsewhere, maybe they didn't hear you. We got to operate from fact. But that's the way the Reticular Activating System works, right? We go and we'll go out and search whatever truth we make up in our head and find examples to support the thing that we made up in the first place. So that's why it's so important, that conversation, right? That we find ways to have positive conversations, empowering conversations, operate from fact, and not make up these stories in our head that, are typically negative. And, that's why we need to be aware of the Reticular Activating System, because we're aware of it and we know that we're having negative thoughts. That's the key, right? We have that internal gauge to let us know where we're operating, whether we're operating on empowering thoughts or disempowering thoughts. And that's our feelings. Our feelings will tell us how we're operating, and our feelings come from our thoughts. So think about that now. You'll notice that everywhere, the Reticular Activating System, you just go out, you'll find examples in the world to support whatever truth you made up, positive or negative. So make sure that we're keeping as much as we can, because we're not zombies, right? Something negative happens to us, the immediate reaction is going to most likely be a negative reaction. But I just want you to be aware of it so that you can switch off that channel as quickly as possible, right? And try to get back up to those empowering thoughts. Sounds great? Awesome. Thanks again for listening. Again, don't forget to like, comment, or subscribe to my YouTube channel. And if you have other things that you want to learn about or have deeper questions on the stuff that I've covered, don't be shy. Comment, send me a message. Love to dig in deeper. Thanks, and have a great day.